welcome to my channel. My name is Jessica and today I'm going to teach you a classic recipe for Christmas, okay? This video on my Spanish channel has about 500,000 views and I am very happy to share this with you in English, okay? So, here in Mexico there are a lot of buñuelo recipes, okay? Done in very different ways. But the recipe I'm going to give you is going to be my favorite way of making buñuelos, which is with a mold, okay? This mold, you can buy it in Amazon and you can buy it with the name of Iron Rosettes. It comes in very different shapes. It's not expensive, it's about $15. Or if you know someone here in Mexico, they can ship it to you, okay? Whatever you like to do. I will share a secret tip that I told my other fans in the video and probably they didn't believe it, and then in the comments they have told me that it's kind of true, okay? If you want to ignore it, go ahead, but I have done it and I have done it like that and it has worked for me. Because for some reason, if you wash this mold, it's not gonna work anymore. I don't know why. Okay? And a lot of people have told me the same thing in the comments. So when you receive your mold in the mail, just with a damp cloth, clean it very well. Do not wash it. And after, when you finish making buñuelos, you're gonna do the same thing. Take a cloth, in this case you're gonna use it dry because it's gonna have oil around, okay? So with the dry cloth, clean it very well and put it inside a bag or put in some plastic wrap, whatever you want to do just to keep the dirt from getting into the mold so that the next time you make your buñuelos, the mold is going to be nice and clean and you're going to repeat the same thing always. After you finish using your mold, clean it and save it. So that is the #1 tip because I have had a lot of comments saying that they washed their mold and it didn't work anymore. I don't know why. Okay, so the ingredients for this recipe are very simple. You probably have them in your kitchen. So let's get started. Okay guys, you can do any amount you like, but I'm gonna teach you the basic recipe if you wanna make more or less. For every egg you use, you're gonna need a cup of flour and a cup of milk. So, in this case, we have 2 eggs. We're gonna need 2 cups of flour, 2 cups of milk. The sugar and the cinnamon are gonna be up to you. In this case, I have here half a cup of sugar, and I'm gonna mix in some ground cinnamon. This is just this is not measured, just like that. So you guys are gonna mix your sugar and your cinnamon, which we're gonna use this later. Okay, just like that. Very simple. So we're also gonna need just a pinch of salt and some vanilla. We're also gonna need about 1 quart of vegetable oil, okay? First step you guys are gonna do, you're gonna warm your milk. Just warm enough, don't go too high, okay? We will use a stand mixer or hand mixer, wherever you have on hand. So I'm gonna place the milk, which I told you before is only warm, not too hot. And we're gonna add the flour. We're gonna add in our eggs. We're just going to add a pinch of salt and about 2 tablespoons of vanilla. I just eyeball it, okay? But the more vanilla you put, the better. So I just go 2 tablespoons. we're gonna mix this pretty well. I have mixed this in for about 1 minute, but remember, like in pastry and all that, if you have flour in the sides of your bowl, make sure you take a spatula and mix all of that in, okay? I'm gonna mix for another minute and it's gonna be done. Now that you have mixed everything, you guys are gonna take a fine strainer and of course we're gonna strain this mix so that we don't have lumps. If you're having problems with the mix, just take a spatula and try to get most of the mix so that we don't have a lot of waste. This is the stuff that was not mixed well. It looks very little mix, but with this we will be able to make about 25 to 30 buñuelos, depending on the size of your mold. Okay, so after we have strained it, I'm going to use a cloth to cover this and leave this to rest for about 10 minutes, okay? Okay, so it's been about 10 minutes and I already heat up the oil, which is going to be a lot. You're going to need about 1 quart, or it's going to depend on your pan. But we need enough oil to cover our buñuelos, okay? We're going to heat up this oil to 160 degrees Celsius and 320 Fahrenheit, okay? So if you have a thermometer, please use it. If you don't, then you're gonna have to heat this at medium, not too high, not too low. So first, we're gonna place our mold, and you guys are always going to count about 5 or 6 seconds to leave this here on the oil. Then you're going to kind of shake your mold and take some of the excess out very quickly, otherwise your mold is going to cool down and the mixture is not going to stick to the mold. So then you're going to place this in the batter and try not to go over that, because what's going to happen is that your batter is not going to come out. So just shake it, and it came out very easily. So from this point, what you're going to do, as you can see here in my pan, I cannot fit another buñuelo. So I will have to go one by one, and you're going to have to fry them here, turning them once every, I don't know, 15 seconds in order for them to cook well. And it's probably going to take about 2 minutes for each buñuelo. So just turn them and you're going to see the color. If you go over the time, the buñuelo is going to be kind of burned. So this, as you can see on the screen, this is the perfect color that you want your buñuelos, okay? So I'm just going to give them another 20 more seconds to this buñuelo to be done. As you can see, it has a beautiful color on the back, and now I'm going to take it out. So that is all there is to it. So just every time you take them out, try to shake the oil as much as you can so that they don't have too much oil in them. So every time you're going to make more buñuelos, you're going to have to do the same thing. I have a smaller mold here, and this I can fit 3 of them. So heat up for 5 seconds your mold, place it on the batter, then shake it, and repeat the same process, okay? If you don't have experience with it, you're probably gonna need someone that help you so that your buñuelos don't get burned. And if you see here, that is what happens when you go over the mold and it gets stick into the mold. So try not to get over. And here are all of the buñuelos. As you can see, some of them came out pretty ugly, but as you go along, you will improve, okay? And what we're gonna do now to finish this is, remember the sugar and the cinnamon that we mixed? We're just gonna dump this in the mixture, probably just one of the sides, okay? Don't go both sides because then it has too much sugar. So just one of the sides, and just try to take a little bit of the excess sugar, and guess what? We are done. So as you can see, guys, those are all the buñuelos that came out, and I still have some batter here in the plate. Probably 1/3 of batter. So they are, so if you do very little, you can get a lot of them. Okay, so I'm gonna taste them. Here it is. And they are delicious. Can you hear that crunchiness? I'm thinking about making a turkey, so if you want me to make it, please like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. See you next time. Bye.